Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Force Strategy Gaming. I am, of course, Force, and what are we looking at today? Well, this is the second game cast today. The first one was of the Little One and Damaga, and now we're looking at a game between the Little One and WhiteRA. So it is a Little One filled day, and oh, what a great day that is indeed. The Little One, very solid random player. You can see right now he is playing as Protoss. This is a Protoss versus Protoss here on Steps of War. His opponent being WhiteRA, the very, very famous Protoss player, and the Little One, of course, being the very famous random player. So, great map. I quite enjoy this map. Let's talk about the map real quick. What do we have? Natural expansion right here. Destructible rocks leading into your third base. We have a high yield over a little bit more difficult to defend because it is quite far away from your natural and your second base. You can see over there lots of run distance there between the two. And then, of course, for the very, very late game, destroying these destructible rocks yields yet another base for you. But that is the very late game, and Steps of War doesn't typically get to that stage because of the fact that it is a very aggressive map. The run distance between the two bases is very, very, very short. Now, of course, these cliffs makes it a little bit less of a straight shot and makes you have to kind of circumvent over here. But nonetheless, relatively short run distance between the two bases. The other thing, though, is that all the expansions are fairly, these first two expansions at least, your second and third base, fairly easy to defend because they're all relatively close to each other. But beyond that, that third and fourth, a little bit more difficult to defend, a little bit more difficult there. Same thing, of course, for the opposite side. These maps do mirror themselves. Now, what are we looking at? Let's take a look at the game real quick. What's going on here for these two players? WhiteRA, very standard opening. His opponent, very standard opening as well, except the Little One does have his assimilator in, and WhiteRA hasn't even started his assimilator. Now, what does this mean? Does this tell us anything? Of course it does. Everything about build orders, everything that you can scout tells you something. Him delaying that assimilator so much was because he wanted that early Zealot, and look where that Zealot is rallied. Can you tell me? Right into his opponent's base. So early Zealot pressure from WhiteRA, that is what we're going to see. And what is WhiteRA known for? He is known for early aggression. So this isn't very unexpected, but not sure if it's going to be the best decision. You can see here in going for that early Zealot, the Little One is able to afford that Cybernex core, but the WhiteRA, no, he is not. He does not have that Cybernex core even building as of yet, and it is because he was going for these early Zealots. Now finally dropping the Cybernex core, but look at that. The Little One's Cybernex core is just about finished right now, and WhiteRA's is just going down. So this is kind of the trade-off, early aggression, or am I going to tech up? That's a decision that you make in every single one of your games. Do I want to push early? Do I want to spend resources on units for an early attack? Or do I want to tech up? And we're going to see if it's going to pay itself off. Basically, what needs to happen is WhiteRA needs to do quite a bit of damage here to the Little One's base. At least kill off a unit or two, kill a couple drones, stop the drones, probes rather, from mining. Probes being pulled off the line, so already starting to pay for itself. This attack is... Who am I, Yoda there, talking like that, reversing my sentences? But a Stalker coming out right now, and this was the trade-off that WhiteRA had to deal with. You know, he can't get that Stalker out because he didn't have a Cybernex core early enough. Now he's going to be moving in. Is he going to be able to take out that Zealot? No, the Zealot does go down. This Zealot's basically going to want to try to take out the Stalker. He needs to do some sort of damage to the Little One. If not, this attack will be all for naught. Very, very close, but WhiteRA is going to lose the Zealot. He does, in fact. Another Zealot streaming in, though. If he can go for that Stalker, one shot, two shot. Oh, and the Little One with a miss micro losing that Stalker. That was quite unnecessary. He could have kept that Stalker back. So losing that Stalker did definitely set him back. But again, here is that trade-off. The Little One already has that Warp Gate research, just about 50% of the way finished. And then moving on over, I didn't think he was going to do much of anything. Moving on over into WhiteRA's base, we can see just about 50% finished right now. And I got that mixed up, really. So, actually, it turned out quite different than I just said. I was definitely really mistaken there. It looks like the Little One managed to be delayed on that Cybernex core, that Warp Gate research. And why'd that happen? What was the reason? Well, the reason was that he was distracted from that early push from WhiteRA. But WhiteRA making a big mistake there, accidentally moving his Stalker into the ramp of the Little One, and the Little One managed to get that force field down, trapping the Stalker and forcing him to lose it. So that was actually a pretty big hit for WhiteRA. I definitely didn't want that to happen. Now we can see here the Warp Gate research just about finished. We do have a Twilight Council coming in, so we have a 3-gate. Maybe you're going to see Blink Stalkers. If I had to guess, if I was a betting man, that's what I would say. And let's see if that Blink research goes down. Come on, don't let me down. He is way far away from being able to afford that at the moment, though, but I'm pretty sure that's what's going to happen. As soon as he gets that 150 Vespene, I think we're going to see this go down. Come on, Blink. There we go. So Blink Stalkers going down. 3-gate Blink Stalkers. What we're going to be seeing from WhiteRA. His opponent, the Little One, going for a 2-gate Robo, starting out with that Observer. Once he sees the Blink Stalkers, probably going to see some Immortals. I would imagine that Immortals would be the next step for the little one, and I'm not going to jinx that though. We're going to wait and see if that happens. Now, we do have a couple stalkers moving forward right now for WhiteRA. Blink about 50% of the way finished, and here we go. The little one fully able to see those stalkers outside of his base. He's not really that worried though at the moment. Bunch of zealots, 2 stalkers, and 2 sentries, and a push isn't going to really do much of anything for WhiteRA because of the fact that the sentries are here. Force fields going down on the ramp is going to make it very difficult. Now, what's going to need to happen is that WhiteRA needs to get vision of the high ground for that blink to even be effective in getting inside of the little one's base. But if he can take out these 2 sentries right now while they're kind of chilling out right here, what is the little one doing? Tempting fate there by pulling out those sentries. That was, I don't know if that was the wisest move there, but he ended up not losing it, so obviously it worked in his favor. And here we go, Immortals coming out and seeing the Stalker heavy army push going forward though. Managed to get vision of the high ground there, so blinking a Stalker inside of the little one's base and blinking additional Stalkers inside of the little one's base, but force fields going down, trapping those Stalkers. Zealot's able to get within range and do a bit of damage to him. Now not able to blink up yet because he doesn't have vision. There we go, so blinking right to the top there again. Blink doing a great job. You can see the maneuverability of Blink and how effective it makes these Stalkers, but once that Immortal comes out, he could be in a bit of trouble. We're going to see though a lot of Stalkers alive, Immortal out, and going to be going house on these Stalkers, forcing the Stalkers to pull back. That one Immortal, obviously there were additional units here as well, but that one Immortal wasn't enough to push it back. But now that reinforcements are in for WhiteRA, he's going to be continuing up this aggression. He's going to pull forward, try to do as much damage as possible, and again that Immortal making very, very quick work of these Stalkers and being forced to pull back. But look at this WhiteRA in all this aggressive stance, in this aggressive play style, did manage to get up an expansion at the high yield. It's not up yet, but it is coming in, and I don't think at this moment, I mean, I'm pretty sure this is the only observer right now we have for the little one, so he has no idea about this high yield. Not sure if he's going to push out to try to check for it at all. Blinking the units back there, taking hits from those Immortals, and that's exactly what you want to do. That's kind of one of the biggest points of Blink Stalkers, is being able to peel them back, the ones that take damage, get the ones that are fully healed up in the front and the ones that are damaged in the back, allowing them to recharge the shields. We do have a sentry coming up right now for WhiteRA. Going to try to make as much use of that as possible. Might be pushing out very soon. Now back inside of his base, not much going on, of course. Again, he does have this high yield going up right over here, so that's going to be effective. Now, lots of Zealots and Immortals, and that is what we're seeing for the little one as a counter to the Stalker heavy army. But again, with Blink, we have a Colossus on the board. How did I miss that? So Colossus coming out right now, and this is going to make things a little bit more problematic right now for WhiteRA. And I don't think, I mean, he has no idea. He does not have a single Robo on the board, so he has no idea of this fact with no observer. He's just not aware of the fact that Colossus are on the board, and that is, again, going to be a problem. Going to be quite a bit of a problem. And spreading out the units here, trying to avoid some of that Colossus fire. So, of course, he does know because he saw that robotics there. So, I'm just way off the ball right now. I apologize. I guess it's, you know, if I go 2 days without casting, I pretty much start to fail hard. But it doesn't matter because now, before even the action has happened, and I don't want to just keep staring at this here, Observer moving forward for the little one did manage to catch those additional gateways that are going down. Again, we can see the spread here. I feel like I'm in a Western. There's a duel going down right now, and here we go. First draw going down. Blink Stalkers pulling back and deciding, no way. 2 Colossus is a bit too much for me to deal with. That is too much pressure, too much heat in the kitchen. And going to be pushing up right here, trying to get up to the high ground. And, ooh, you know what I think might happen? Can he blink down there? I believe he can blink from here to here, and he might be able to go straight into his opponent's base. And I think that is exactly what's going to happen. He's just totally ignoring all these units going to his high yield. He's going to say, I'm going to lose a high yield. No big deal. I'm going to go straight into the little one's base, and this is going to be a problem. This is probably going to force the little one to pull back. The high yield obviously going down right now for WhiteRA. He's not going to be able to fend that off. And actually, he's going to have a whole lot of trouble if the little one manages to push back. But lots of damage going down. Going to be dropping this robotics. I think so. I hope so. Please kill that robotics. There we go. Killing the robotics. Now trying to transfer some of these drones. A couple stalkers coming in right now for the little one to try to help defend. It's not going to be quite enough, though. Blink Stalkers managed to take down those robotics. If he can take down this Cybernetics core as well, he's going to be in a really good spot. Units finally streaming in right now for the little one. Colossus are going to be the first one to the engagement. Trying to take down that pylon. Trying to get supply block. Also unpower these warp gates. And here we go. Colossus finally there. Now it's pretty much time for the WhiteRAs. There we go. Pretty much time for WhiteRA's Stalkers to hightail it out of there. And I'm not sure if he's going to make it. He looks like he's getting trapped over here. There we go. Blink going down. Managed to escape with some of them, but losing a whole bunch of Stalkers there. They did get a surround there from all of those probes as well as those zealots, so that made things a little bit difficult. And WhiteRA very, very low right now on the unit count. He's got 11 Stalkers compared to those 2 Colossus, 10 Zealots, and 2 Immortals. But all those Stalkers going to be moving down, and it's going to be very difficult for him to deal with this with these Colossus on the board. Those Zealots applying constant pressure and forcing him to peel back, while from a distance a Colossus firing. And there we go. WhiteRA is going to be trying to circumvent the units again and trying to keep the little one inside of his base, go in, do as much damage as possible. There's not much to hit down there. You're going to want to go in his base, take out some units, and I think that's exactly what's going to happen. And what is he going to try to take down here? Is he going to move into the line, try to hurt the economy? That would be a good idea, I think. There we go. So trying to do some damage there. Going to have to move again, but the Blink Stalker's managing to do a good job of staying away. He doesn't want to get cornered back here in the back end of things, though. Another butt joke. I don't know what my problem is. Moving forward with those Stalkers, and again, trying to avoid the surround, and I don't think his Blink's going to be off cooldown in order to blink down there quite as of yet. Those Immortals plus that Colossus doing a lot of damage to WhiteRA Stalkers, and again being forced to pull back with the Stalkers. Does he have some more? Yes, he does have some reinforcements also coming out with that Warp Prism, and we're going to see that come into play in the near future, I am certain. Might be trying to warp in some units into the back of the little one's base. That would be a great idea, but because of all this constant Stalker pressure, the little one has been unable to produce any more Colossus, but it doesn't really matter because these 2 Colossus have been going house. They have got 5 kills each. They've been sharing the carnage, and moving forward into WhiteRA's base, these Colossus and all of these Zealots and a couple of Immortals are going to wreak havoc on his base, and it looks like we're going to be trying to see a base trade here. WhiteRA moving into the little one's base, going to be killing off this pylon, probably going to be killing these gateways as well, and I don't think WhiteRA's base stands much hope at all. We do have 1 Immortal out, and obviously the point of that was to try to deal with these Colossus, but not sure it's going to do quite enough damage. Lifting off 2 probes, and where are these probes going? I think these probes are going to be going right over here. If I was a betting man, that's where I would say that they were going. Immortal going to be dropping down, trying to do some damage before he decides to take off. There is no anti-air right here, aside from these 2 sentries, so feeling pretty safe and flying that Warp Prism around without worrying about losing anything. Nexus going down. He is going to lose everything in his base. WhiteRA losing absolutely everything. Over here, WhiteRA doing quite a bit of damage himself as well. Take out this Nexus, please. He's going to leave that 1 Stalker behind to take out the Nexus. I would worry about 1 Warp in, though. Even a singular Zealot can make it so that this isn't as effective as he's hoping. Going to be moving down to take out this Nexus as well. So we are seeing a full-on base trade. This is exciting. WhiteRA is going to be dropping a base inside of... the little one's going to be dropping a base inside of WhiteRA's old base. And here we go. Over up here. Uh-oh. That's a problem. We do have an Observer at WhiteRA's expansion that he's trying to drop down over here, so obviously now that's not going to be nearly as effective. Now, the problem right now for WhiteRA is this. Look at his army. This is what WhiteRA has, and this is what the little one has. Those 2 things do not match up. Now, he has to do basically a lot of fancy footwork. We're going to have to see a lot of really good maneuvering from WhiteRA in order for him to be able to do anything. He needs to stay away and avoid this army as much as possible. That's basically the idea. And uh-oh, I think we're going to see another base go down for WhiteRA, and I'm not sure the little one's going to know about that. It's only a matter of time, though, until he finds it. I would imagine that's what this probe is here for. I certainly hope it does. He's got 487 minerals. He can definitely afford it. Now, this is kind of going to decide a lot of things right here. What happens to these Stalkers? Stalkers need to get away. They need to blink away. They need to survive. You cannot die, Stalkers. Please do not die. And they are getting backed into a corner right now. Zealot's going to try to cut them off. And uh-oh, 2 force fields, 3 force fields going down, losing a lot of Stalkers right there. Never mind. Only lost a couple of Stalkers, but still losing Stalkers nonetheless. Going to need to try to get away with these. Blink just about finished, and blink away, my friends. Blink away. And look at this, taking advantage of the fact that there's no anti-air, trying to drop that Warp Prism, trying to drop that Immortal and do as much damage as possible, but not quite enough. Didn't manage to take out any units. Blink Stalkers running away. But again, we have a problem here. We have a big problem for WhiteRA in the fact that the little one is fully aware of this expansion. Now, we do have a base over here for the little one as well, and it started mining with this 1 probe, but that's not quite enough. He has nothing to produce out of right now, and I think he's going to lose it. WhiteRA taking full advantage of the mobility of the Blink Stalkers. He's probably going to lose his base, losing that 1 probe. Does he have any more probes on the board? Yes, he does. So the little one does have an additional probe on the board. Not sure where it is, though. Gonna want to do some building. Where's that probe? I don't know where that probe is. It's somewhere, though. Blink Stalker's trying to move away. Oh, no. Down to 3 Blink Stalkers. 2 Blink Stalkers right now. Is it going to be 1? No. So there are 2 Blink Stalkers right now for WhiteRA. And WhiteRA, no, don't stop your units. Keep moving, please. Whoa, very close. Almost lost that Stalker. He's going to want to keep moving. And you know what? I think the little one's getting fed up with this. He definitely, you know, he knows where WhiteRA is. He knows that he can attack and do some damage. We have a gateway coming down over here for WhiteRA, and the little one's just going to continue to move his units around. He needs to go and kill WhiteRA's base. WhiteRA losing one Blink Stalker, down to final Blink Stalker. Is he going to lose it? And it's dead. Last Blink Stalker goes down. Now at this point, WhiteRA has nothing to kill his opponent's base. No, he does have an Immortal right now. He's got an Immortal and a War Prism, but it's not going to be enough against these two Immortals at the little one's base over here. And I think that this is the end for WhiteRA. Very interesting game. Very, very crazy play that's going on here. Again, we do have this one Immortal, but not enough. It's not going to be enough. And the only thing that WhiteRA can come out right now with is a Zealot. He does have this one probe over here mining, but shortly, there we go, the demise of the probe. It is a very sad story. WhiteRA is going to lose this expansion right here. The little one safely with his Nexus over here, defended by these two Immortals. This one hero probe made it out alive. And we do have this probe over here, but again, unfortunately for WhiteRA, he doesn't have enough to build an additional Nexus, and he's in a whole lot of trouble. So it looks like he's trying to go to kill this Nexus, if he can manage to kill this Nexus. But there are two Immortals defending, so this is going to be very close. He's going to want to drop, shoot, and try to do as much damage as possible. But I don't think it's going to happen. WhiteRA just called it a good game. He doesn't even want to try to do that. Great game between these two players. I love to see base trades. And that was pretty exciting. Pretty fun game between the two. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it as well. So once again, guys, this has been Force from ForceStrategy Gaming. And as always, keep watching and keep owning. Getting that factory. Ooh, almost losing that one Reaper, but managed to get him right there in the bunker. And they're going to be pulling this one forward and just trying to be a real big pain in the butt and killing off all these Zerglings. It's definitely really effective for the little one. Now, the little one's going to be transitioning, it seems, into Hellions right now. He's also getting a tech lab here on this barracks. Might be getting Marauders with that. I'm not quite sure yet. We'll see in a moment, though. Pulling that one Reaper, trying to kill this Queen if at all possible, and I think he might be able to actually do so. We don't have any more Zerglings coming in right now for Demaga, so Demaga's just kind of given up on this poor Queen here. I really feel bad.